So this isn't necessarily something brand new, but COVID-19 has exposed the fragility of our food system. And so there's got to be a way to localize it. And this is a great article here that I'm going to share with you. So it says right here, the pandemic has demonstrated the shortcomings of our mega food industries and the necessity to localize food production. Farms and mills from Northern California to Canada are creating new small-scale regional food systems. So the U.S. was once a haven for small-scale family farms. Today, food giants have gobbled up most of those family farms, creating the monstrous and unsustainable food industry known as Big Ag. The extent to which is massive. Industrialized global food system falls short, especially in 2020. The current food system is fraying. It relies on the horrendous treatment of laborers, wasteful allocation of resources, worldwide environmental devastation, and in a pinch can quickly dissolve into near collapse of the entire system, as evidenced by the delays, shortages, and pressure during the COVID-19 pandemic and the deeper hunger crisis in America. Among the many necessary systematic changes 2020 has illuminated is the need to majorly restructure the way we cultivate and access food in our community. Now, another story kind of relating to this when they're talking about food and scarcity, and I can cover this in another video, but there's been plenty of major shortages in food banks and people who are desperate for food and food lines. And as you remember earlier this year, there was farmers and they were dumping milk. There was crops that were rotting. It was really, really just horrible, the situation. And so this is a video here that just kind of shows a family and their urban farming, I believe is what it's called. And so it's kind of a fun video. I won't show the whole thing, but I'll leave the information in the description below.
We have eight chickens, 4 ducks, and 2 goats. I joke with people, I said I think my animals fit better in a city backyard than a lot of dogs in the neighborhood.
The ducks and chickens lay thousands of eggs a year and keep the bugs in check.
And they really made the dynamics of the urban homestead much more sustainable.
Sustainable and dense. On their 4,000 square feet, they raise 400 varieties of vegetables, fruits, and edible flowers. 6,000 pounds a year, enough to feed themselves with plenty left over. And with the current passion at high-end restaurants for local pesticide-free produce, chefs are literally beating a path to their door.
Hi,
Hello, good. How are you doing?
So we have your order for today.
Oh, wonderful.
And then your sorrel here. So what are you going to do with the sorrel?
I'm going to use it to make a really nice relish with cucumber for a salmon dish.
The family makes about $20,000 a year from their front porch sales. They use it to buy the crops they can't grow, like wheat, rice, and oats.
I would say at the beginning, I didn't really believe I could do it. I had some doubts because I kept thinking, this place is too small. There's no way that we're going to be able to feed ourselves. Plus, I never thought we could even grow the vegetables for the market.
So how did this experiment in independent living begin? It all began 10 years ago when Jules bought some taco shells for dinner. He learned too late that the shells were being recalled because they had been made by mistake with genetically modified corn.
When I thought about putting this food in my children's mouth, and they were depending on me to give them good stuff, I mean, they'll take whatever any child would take what a parent hands them. They'll say, it comes from my mom or dad. And I could